Welcome to the French Drain Man channel. I'm Robert Sherwood, and I wanted to show you a limited run BADSEED. So we had a landscape company that seen one of our videos, and they realized what we were putting in the ground was a little bit different than some of the sump systems that we have in our store online. So they wanted us to do pre-drilled housings. They didn't want any hookups because they understand with these half-inch inlets and all these pre-drilled holes, the water comes in so fast, the pumps can't even, keep up with the water that's flooding. Now, I've done several videos now on how we build a system where we go ahead and we set this in a little deeper. It's, say your French drain trench hits here, and then this is dug out. So the sump pit, the water falls in, it all floods into the housing. The contractors like this because your pipes come in from so many funny angles and directions, and you can lay them right alongside the sump pump system. So this is like I said, we only made 75 of them. Obviously, we shipped 25 of them out to this company. And while we were at it, I was like, you know what, let's build some. They're not in the stores, guys, I'm sorry. Just call the office and the girls will hook you up. You know they do. Jen does a great job. Sue, my sister, who's now helping the contractors out. But again, when you bury these, you want this sump pit, you want it to come up to here in your French drain. So your French drain bottom hits here. This has to be deeper so that the water falls into it and that you pump your French drain trench dry. So this is a 25-foot cord. Guess what? Zoller M98s. Oh yeah, I don't know if I mentioned that. This is powered by a half-horse Zoller M98, which is a bad power plant. This is a BADSEED, and it's running on a really, really, really bad boy pump. Cast iron. Built, man. Overbuilt. Look at these beautiful welds. I mean, just quality. This is dual wall Boffman culvert pipe. And then we went ahead and created these inlets so water just floods into this housing, and this M98 Zoller sump pump has no problem keeping up. Water floods in through here. This is designed for water just to flood into this end, so that we're keeping the stone out, because you want to fill those sump pits with stone. We're keeping the stone out with this, but the way the water just pours in through here, then these holes, then the other end has this half-inch inlets. You want to use 1.5-inch stone so that you don't get rock in this. So there's no male adapters. It's so easy for contractors, so easy for homeowners. Look at these BADSEEDs. Look at all that cord, 25 feet. Guess what? The Zoller half-horse M98 only comes with, believe it or not, a 9-foot cord. So guess what? We talked to the Zoller, 4th generation, family-ran, family-owned sump pump company out of Louisville, Kentucky. So this is an American family, American product, American company. We hooked up one of our really, really, really good franchisees who wanted this. Meanwhile, since we had to make these in production, I said, let's do 75 of them. They're not in the stores. It's right now, this is going to be priced like our BADSEED with the Liberty half-horse. Again, no male hookups. It don't need it. Pipes can come in all over the place like a wagon wheel. You have your sump viewer. I absolutely love these things. It just don't make sense to build these things to where you can't see in them. Who wants to take the lid on and off? Unscrew the lid all the time. Look at that. Half horse Zoller pump M98. So while supplies last, the girls will take your orders. It's not in stores. Just call, say you want the special order BADSEED for the same price as the BADSEEDs with the Liberty half horse. Now, the advantages are, because of this chambered system, this really expensive, beautiful power plant, it's not going to short cycle. This whole bottom has to fill up until the float hits and triggers the sump pump to run. That prolongs the life of a sump pump. 99 out of 100 sump pump failures are because the switch is short cycling in a too small, those little small house sump pits that these guys are buying at the Home Depot or Home Depot, or it depends on who you're watching, how they say it. They're buying those because they're literally like $17, okay? They're using sometimes kitchen Rubbermaid trash cans. So you're short cycling the pump. It runs, it shuts off. It runs, it shuts off. This lets the water build up all throughout the chamber. And when it runs, it pumps and pumps and pumps, and it pumps sometimes hundreds of gallons of water on one trigger on the switch. Think about that. So you're prolonging the life. The one wear item, the only thing that really takes these pumps out, believe it or not, is that float switch. And because we've reduced the short cycling, because if this was just a regular little, like you see these guys, these chuck in a truck, just putting these little $17, for basements, and it's meant for a 1/3 horse, not a big half horse, and then they put a half horse in here. They don't even know what they're doing. I mean, they're truly setting up the homeowner for failure. But then again, they got service vans. They got service trucks, and that's how they make their money. So, as you can see, on the vertical stack, we got drilled holes. This is all going to have stone around it. And high octane and gutter runs, all that just runs into the sump pit. It just floods in behind here, floods in the holes, floods in the half-inch inlets. By the way, we have the patent on these. So that's why you don't see the other guys building these. They can't. They can't build them because we have the patent on it. And you know what? We're not going to sell that patent. We're going to have it for 20 years. And folks, let me tell you something. We have 7 more patents that you haven't even seen yet. So I can't wait to introduce all that. But for you DIYers, that you want the ease of install, you just want to dig a hole, drop this bad boy in. Doesn't matter, you can run your pipes into that sump pit any direction you want. The water is going to come in, it's going to flood this housing. You're not going to pump this housing dry. Once it reaches this height, it goes into actually triggering the sump pump system. And when it does, you're getting your money's worth because it's going to pump and pump and pump. So this bad boy, you could put 100 feet of discharge on it. Half horse is mean. You're not going to slow it down terribly over a 100-foot run. But, when I do design yards, I try to get these as close to the discharge area as possible. Because the longer the run, you're going to make this pump work and work and work as it's pushing more water through a longer length of discharge. When these have a short discharge, like say 25 to 50 feet, the water's shooting out like a fire hose. So anyways, just call the office at 248-505-3065 and tell them I want the BADSEED for the regular price, but with the bad boy Zoller M98. All right, everybody, until that next video.